So down here, as you come in on the right, you see the garlic. We planted these garlic about, when did you plant these? It was like last year, December, I think. It's kind of like late December. And they've done really well. I used the roof stout method. But as you can see, there's a lot of wildflower popping through, mainly nettle, dock, and a bit of goosegrass. But rest assured, I'm not too worried about that because, as I'm sure a lot of you know, that stinging nettles are a dynamic accumulator and they're full of all goodness. So with those stinging nettles there, what I do on a weekly basis is literally just go around with my sheep shears and cut all the weeds back and just leave them there. Do a little good old crop and drop. So I'm near a busy road. Okay. So I see this talking to me. And yeah, and then all the goodness will go back into these garlic. I know garlic can stress with a lot of weeds around them, but these guys have done pretty well for pretty much neglect, and yeah, they've just done really well. Also, I forgot to mention that down here, next to the garlic, is that I'm going to have some potatoes growing too. So it's like a nice line of them. I'm going to grow them in tubs. I like growing potatoes in tubs because you won't lose a potato then. Whereas if you've got them in the ground, you just find yourself just keep digging and digging and digging, and it's just more effort than you need to be. So behind me is the comfrey bed. I didn't plan for the comfrey to be over here, but I just had to work with what I had. I had kind of comfrey patch here, my garlic over there. So I literally just surrounded the whole place with pallets just to stop the deer from coming in. My crow just flew. So yeah, comfrey. And comfrey is another dynamic accumulator, and it's not the stereotypical comfrey that you know of. I'll go more in depth on another vlog. But this comfrey it's sterile. It's called Bocking 14, and I'm sure a lot of you permaculture. It's like the queen of permaculture plants. And the bees go bonkers. When I say bonkers, the bees go crazy for it. It's always, you hear buzzing now, basically. And what you do, you can cut it down. There's another crop and drop thing which you can do with the stinging nettles over there, and you can create like a tea. But again, like I said, I'll go more in depth in that in another vlog. But yeah, here's my comfrey bed. Right now, I'm letting it flower, just so that the bees can have their fill. And this weird time with this Arctic blast, it's kind of strange. Like it's hot, cold. It can get confusing for them. So I thought, just let them have as much pollen and goodness as possible they can, so they can do what they need to do. And then once the flowers are finished, like some of them at the back there, I will cut them down and start placing them over the beds. So that is the plan for this bed. So this is the comfrey bed. Keep saying comfrey, see the meaning? Say comfrey. Oh, we've got butterflies. Say comfrey. Comfrey Bocking 14. That is really good, Celia. That is really good. Also, if you're wondering what these pots are about, I'm going to fill them up, and I've got quite a few kind of herbaceous annuals. I've got quite a few annuals coming through, seedlings, and a lot of flowering kind of herbaceous little perennials. So I'm going to chuck them in here, and this is going to add to my wildflower bee-friendly little patch. So to the left of the comfrey, I will call this the wild patch. So I've got one more bath down here. I've got some old wheelbarrow with a flat tyre, and another wheelbarrow down there, and a little dove house which I'm going to fill with stuff. And this cordyline here is good for the bees once it starts flowering. Oh, it's going to flower! I didn't notice. I didn't know you see the flower on it. Exciting! Yeah, I took this from my nan's house because it kept falling down outside the front of her house. So I will take this to use because I've seen a few of them up there. Like I've driven around and scoped the gardens, and yeah. So this one's, I'm definitely taking this one. And so yeah, this is going to be the wild patch. So I'm going to let the grass go crazy down here, and just add a few more kind of herbaceous type stuff here to get the birds in, and just let nature fill this up. I might give the birds, actually, the thing is water surrounding this place, but it'd be nice to bring them in. So yeah, this is a little wild patch. So if you haven't already guessed, these are the bathtubs. I was going to use them for worm bins, but as the pandemic's kicked in, I don't get the regular amount of food scraps anymore. So now I'm using them as beds. So we've moved them over here. I'd left the heavy one over there, so there's 10 here, not flipping 11. That I don't know what, that's cast iron bathtubs. I know whoever made them is just insane. But yeah, so there's lots of veg out here too, and I've saved the best place till last. And this section here is it's going to be another big bed. What I'm going to do is going to create like big kind of, not hugel mounds, but just have like mounds of soil going in this direction from south to north, because it's on a slope. So when it rains behind me, it's going to trickle down. So if I had beds going this way, the water will just run straight through them. If I have them this way, that when it rains, the water will kind of stop and hit the bed and then soak in, and the plants can take it before it runs off and ends up down there, if that makes sense. So that's why I'm having beds this way. And I would do hugel beds.
No,
I put
this
some,
way.
yeah, this way. And I would have hugel beds. I would
No,
put,
this way.
okay, I would put logs underneath it, but it takes a year for the logs to kind of rot down before they start kicking in. And I'm going to be gone by August, so I feel like there's no point. So that's why I'm just going to have soil going this way. I'm not sure how many beds. I could make, I don't know, how many can I fit in here? I could maybe get about 10 beds, make it easy for myself, because I've got enough beds here. So let's have a look at the greenhouse now. So guys, I've saved the best to last, the greenhouse. And it's not very green yet, as you can see, but it's very hot, really, really hot. Like, I clocked 40.5 degrees at the peak heat of the day, and the thermometer wasn't even in the sun. So there's something, I need to do something about that, but we're going in depth with greenhouse talk. But apparently between 29 and 32 degrees is the perfect growing temperature for plants. But if your greenhouse is too hot, what you can do, which I intend to do with this ground here, is wet it and create that steamy vibe like they do in Kew. But they don't wet the ground, they have steamers, they got more money, they got more funding, ain't got that, ain't gonna put any sprinklers, steamers in here. So he's cooing outside. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to intend to do when it gets too hot, because I don't have a door. I've just got a piece of black plastic which I cover up here at the end of the night. So, but anyways, behind me is the north side, and I only had enough plastic, see-through plastic, to do the roof and pretty much all the sides, and then literally a little bit over here, because it was my, it's upcycled. I never bought anything. It's quite big. I bought the hay. That's the only thing I bought, but yeah, it's basically my old catio for my cats, and I've just thought, I was sitting here, so I thought why not use it and make a greenhouse, because I kind of didn't have enough space, and plus I wanted my melons to have a good time. So I see there's playing outside. Be careful. So so anyways, so behind me is the north side, but in between this is, I've made out of pallets. So in between the pallets, what I've done, or me and Cedar did, is we got some wet hay and we squashed the wet hay in between the pallets, and then covered out the outside with black plastic, and then covered up the inside with black plastic. So what will happen, you all know what happens with wet hay, it just decomposes and creates like nice heat. So yeah, that's the plan. So this side is the south side, and plus I know the sun's like at its highest point right now, and it's like there, and it's not going to reach behind me. So I feel like most greenhouses, unless you're on the bloody equator, there's just a waste of glass to have it on one side. Why can't you just have like some thermal wall just to kind of absorb the heat, like a brick wall, and then have the greenhouse around it? It makes sense to do that. I think all greenhouses should be like that. I know it's a bit more money, but is it though? I don't know, I'm blabbing. But yeah, I think one side, the north side of all greenhouses, should be just brick or whatever kind of absorbs like a heat retaining material, and then all the rest will just be perspex basically. And I know I've even put the black plastic down below here. I've seen a lot of people's I'm ranting about greenhouses, I need to calm down, but a lot of people's greenhouses below this, like underneath here, always end up with just pots and other shoddy things and you just shove underneath, and I feel like that was a waste of space. So why not, what I've created now is a more kind of heat retaining side. But what I do now, I take you outside and you can have a look. Oh, and I forgot to mention that I'm going to grow watermelon. It's called Sugar Baby, I think it's called. Some watermelon. I'm going to give some cucumbers a go. And what? Tomatoes, yeah. Cucumbers, melons, tomatoes, and what else should we grow in here? Lettuces.
Yeah.
we've got some lettuces. But what I'm going to try and do is put some gutters up here, and then try and grow some, yeah, that's it, some lettuce, radish, because they're quite shallow rooting, and put some nasturtiums in because they're quite good distraction for pollinators, and well, distraction for aphids. They can focus on them instead of my goods, you know what I mean? So I'm going to create like a nice steamy jungle polyculture field, permaculture, bootylicious, I'm going to stop there, bonanza of food in this place here. I like growing things. Yeah? What's your favourite thing? What's the favourite thing you like to grow? What do you really want to see grow this year? Grass. What food-wise you want to eat that you really want to grow? Cucumber? What other things we got growing? We've got lots and lots of tomato. What things do you want to grow? Butternut squash?
Lettuce, cucumber.
Lettuce and cucumber, is that your favourite? Oh, okay. Oh yes, and let's not forget Cedar's Mud Kitchen. I'm going to get an old Belfast sink and put it right there so he can grow his own herbs and vegetables. Most probably carrots if I'm honest. But right now he's made a lovely milk and, what do you say, milk and mud pie? Looks delicious, doesn't it? And on the left here I've got some Nepeta, I've got some Agapanthus, I got some Comfrey too, nettles of course, and don't look at this Acer, it struggled, I've just left it there. And I've left this door wide open for the past how many weeks I've had this up. And I thought deer loved Comfrey, but I haven't touched it. And I think it's got something to do with this lovely little chap down here, which is an allium, a type of garlic. And I tell you, it smells so strong. I can smell it from here. My mum said my nose isn't big for no reason, but like it's one of those, it smells so pungent. It's like, do you think, oh no, it's one of those, oh look at this guy. See if you can catch him. Where is he? Have I got him? Oh, there he is. Sorry for this motion. I forget the name of these guys. What's he called again? Copper. Say hey. Anyways, so this garlic, yeah, it's really strong, and deer hate garlic. A lot of things hate garlic, but this garlic here is so strong. I need to remember the name. It's allium. Obviously, it's an allium, but I'll put the name at the bottom of the screen once I figure it out. But it's really, really strong, and it's like I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's a deterrent, and it's stopping them from coming in here to have a nibble. But what I'm going to do later on is I'm going to set up a trip cam and put some food on this chair and place it right here and see if anything comes in and sniffs it out. So yeah, we shall see. Let's see if they eat them, okay? Trap is set. So, we're on the outside wall now. So you see there down here, I put some metal tin all the way around. Even on this side too, because I've run out of this plastic. Anyway, so I ran out of this plastic. So I was going to paint it black, but I thought, well, I tested it the other day, and yeah, it was, like I said, it was 40.5 degrees, so I thought there's no point doing that. But it's a nice insulator, and I've stuffed loads of hay down here. And there was a lot of air pockets here, you could feel the heat coming out, so what I've done is filled it with some of this foam, and I thought, let's be a bit more natural. Let's be a bit more natural and use the hay. So that's why it looks like this, but it gives it that rustic charm. What we're doing next week?
We're going to go to horseshoe land and get some horseshoe from my big mountain and find some horseshoe in there and get some rocks off, lots of those rocks off.
So you heard it first there, people. So next episode will be us going, well, me collecting lots and lots of horse poo.
At the horseshoe land.
At the name the horseshoe land, because there's a horseshoe mound.
Big stones of rocks off and find some horseshoe in there.
Makes sense, don't it? So anyways, stay tuned, have fun guys, stay safe, and enjoy the sunshine whilst it lasts.